Welcome to Mornings with Patty, in which I read from one of my spiritual books about how to live this life, and I will share at the end of the reading. Today's book is From the Language of Letting Go, July 17th. If you like this kind of content, like, subscribe, comment below, and follow. Today is on Insisting on the Best, July 17th, and you're going to get a lot more out of this in Amazon Prime, and it's cheaper. We deserve the best life and love have to offer, but we are each faced with the challenge of learning to identify what that means in our life. We must each come to grips with our own understanding of what we believe we deserve, what we want, and whether we are receiving it. It's a lot to come to grips with. There is only one place to start, and that is right where we are in our current circumstances. The place we begin is with us. What hurts? What makes us angry? What are we whining and complaining about? Are we discounting how much a particular behavior is hurting us? Are we making excuses for the other person, telling ourselves, oh, we're just too demanding. We're just too much. Are we reluctant for a variety of reasons, especially fear, to tackle the issues in our relationships that may be hurting us? Do we know what's hurting us, and do we know that we have a right to stop the pain if we want to do that? We can begin the journey from deprived to deserving. We can start it today. We can also be patient and gentle with ourselves as we travel in important increments from believing we deserve second best to knowing in our hearts that we deserve the best and taking responsibility for that. Today, I will pay attention to how I allow people to treat me and how I feel about that. I will also watch how I treat others. I will not overreact by taking their issues personally and too seriously. I will not underreact by denying that certain behaviors are inappropriate and not acceptable to me. There's a lot packed in here. There's a lot to understand, that we have allowed people to treat us like shit. And we do that by engaging them and pretending like everything's okay when it isn't. And when you're hurt, you share your feelings, and that person will defend themselves rather than listen. And I'm at the point in my life's journey that I do deserve the best. And I have to stop the behaviors that keep me second in line for everything. I allow people to treat me like shit because I don't have that muscle to confront and say, hey, that hurt. I'm developing that muscle, let me just say that. And developing a muscle that has never been used or rarely been used is really hard and challenging. But it's my opportunity to grow, because I'm looking at areas in my life where I find myself unloving, and deserving the best is a really new, different concept for me, because I wasn't raised that way. I wasn't taught that way. A woman who was growing up in the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s were not told and shared that this is that I deserve the best. No, I just deserve what I can get, and that's not really loving. So this is an evolutionary process. So ask yourselves those questions, like, what really makes me angry? What am I complaining about? What am I really pissed off about? And why am I allowing it to happen? And then take a look at yourself and say, okay, so I'm whining and complaining that this person isn't loving me the way I want them to love me. Well, can you change them? No, but what you can do is ask for that. And if they say no, then you have to find another strategy of finding love in your life, whatever that love might look like. For me, love looks like people who care for each other, who reach out and say, hey, what's happening? Who give me a text or send me a meme. And it's people who, when I work with them, they have respect for me because I give my very best. And honestly, sometimes my best isn't good enough. And for those people, they're just kind of short-sighted because they don't see the really beaming amount of life and love that I am. You know, this life is a process, and I want to live it to my fullest ability, and I want you to do the same. And sometimes that means setting boundaries, creating boundaries of not making sure that people treat me differently, where they have respect for me. There is this saying that you teach people how to treat you. And I have to look at my behaviors of what invites mistreatment. And I have to look at things that I need to change in myself that invite love and respect, and watch myself elevate. And it happens. It can happen. It can happen to you. Mwah.